Coming up on the sports desk, so much high school football, the wins, the losses, the ups, the downs. Plus, we join the ECC squad just before their home opener. Volleyball 2 is coming in hot this season. Water polo, tennis, and golf with the Tartars. Labor Day meant the official end of summer, but let's reflect on the good times we had, like on the green and at camp. Playing bocce for the win, soccer at Elko, and a Torrance High baseball alum makes his MLB debut. We've got the who, what, where, when, and how. Let's get things started right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Desk, your one source for all things Torrance sports. I am your host, Lesley Robins, bringing you a gateway to the brightest sports stars and hottest sports spots in Torrance. Before we get to the good stuff, we want to hear from you. Tell us what's going on and what we need to know, because when it comes down to it, this show is all about you. Now let's get you in the know with some numbers. Week 2 of football is officially in the books, and South High remains undefeated. 2-0 for the first time since 2015. Justin Thompson was there.
Thanks, Leslie. Well, it was a good one at South High School here tonight, with the Spartans clearly feeling that confidence from their Week 1 blowout of Bishop Montgomery. We'll get the highlights going right now. And it didn't take long for South to get on the board. This beautiful pass from Drew Nash to Cade Jones on the Spartans' first possession gave the team an early 7-0 lead. South's defense also came to play after forcing a 3-and-out on the Falcons' first drive. Sophomore defensive back Carson Hollinsworth came up with this interception later in the first quarter to give the ball back to the Spartans. And the offense knew what to do with it here on 4th down, and Drew Nash drops a 40-yard bomb right on the money to senior wide receiver Cade Barger. Here's what Coach Mishler had to say about his decision to go for it on 4th and long early in the game.
We just felt like, why not take a shot? We thought we had a play, a couple plays there that might be able to hit it, and for it to happen like that, it's not a high percentage, but we'll take it.
Then, right before the half, with Santa Ana Valley looking to put points on the board, Cade Jones comes away with the interception to keep it 14-0. And that would end up being the final score, as South's defense was simply dominant for the second consecutive week. After the game, the players and coaches were very pleased with the performance.
My 4 years being here at South, it's always been great defense. But now that we have our offense on the rise, we're someone to reckon with.
Everything we've been doing on our film, on our practices, we saw everything we expected, and just our defensive coordinator, Coach Mishler, he just outsmarted them, and just he knew what plays to run and everything. So he's a big part of why we did it, why we won today too.
Yeah, we're really happy. In the end, it's just good to score more points than the other team every time, and just the atmosphere here was great. We coming off a win last week, and to put it together was good. And I'm really proud of our defense and our special teams. I think a lot of people have been talking about our offense lately, and rightfully so. It's some new excitement because we finally have some playmakers. But to go back to the foundation of playing good D and special teams, and to have that be the cornerstone of the win tonight is always a good thing.
Now to the Tartars, who just couldn't get things started. Here's Melanie Chacon.
Leslie, we are in Tartars territory. We're here at Zamperini Stadium, and Torrance High is about to take on the Lusinger Olympians. Kickoff is right around the corner.
Lusinger scored early on this punt return, a 68-yard touchdown, 6-0 Lusinger. A hard hit to Torrance's number 23, Mohammed Ndoye, would stop the game for over 30 minutes in the second quarter. Here's what Tartars head coach Rock Hollis had to say on Mo and the hit.
Poor Mo, I feel so bad. First-year player, senior, never been hit in his life. And that was a pretty good shocker for him. So I think he's going to be okay, but that was just an eye-opener for the young man. What a great guy he is.
The Olympians kept the pressure on, and despite Lusinger's dominant 48-0 win, Torrance made some great tackles, and the players showed a lot of heart.
Well, we were 25 strong. And out of that, there was a few guys injured, so we went in with a ragtag group. But you know what? Football is a funny game. The measure of a man's not predicated on whether you win a game against Lusinger or not, or MARINA. It's the lessons that we learned from the losses, and we've learned some valuable lessons because we've gotten beat pretty good.
I feel like they learned a very valuable lesson where they are young and hungry. So it does show that they're aren't like unexperienced, they're not as developed, but they want to get after it and they want to learn from their mistakes and they're accountable. So I can't really ask for much more. I know we're going to be in film, we're going to look at our mistakes, we're going to own up to it, and we're just going to get better from here.
As for the Saxons, Stephen Bradford rushed for 106 of his 152 yards in the fourth quarter and scored both of his touchdowns in the fourth to break open a 13-all game. Final score, North 28, El Segundo 13. The Warriors fought hard against the Vikings but came up short 34-29. And Bishop Montgomery lost their game too against St. Pius 36-7. Now back to week one. It's when North bounced back from its season opening shutout loss.
North High's football team looking for their first win of the season against Fountain Valley, and both teams started off slow. Fountain Valley with a rushing touchdown in the second quarter would give them a 7-0 lead heading into halftime. Freshman quarterback Trevor Lagarde talked to us about how the team regrouped during the half.
Well, you know, when we went in the locker room, we had a good speech on how to come out second half and just fire and hit them in the mouth. And, you know, I had to tell my O-line to just step it up.
And Trevor did come out firing, finding Stephen Bradford here for the big play downfield. Unfortunately, a fumble on the next play would end the drive and give the ball back to Fountain Valley. But later in the third quarter, Stephen Bradford with some nice moves and then turns on the Jets to set the Saxons up in the red zone. And a few plays later, Trevor Lagarde would find Blake Banks in the corner of the end zone to tie it up 7 apiece. The next Saxons possession, it was Stephen Bradford again with the cutback, and look at that speed. Nobody on Fountain Valley was going to catch him. North did miss the extra point, making it a 13-7 lead. Fountain Valley responded with a TD of their own to go up 14-13, but it was the Trevor Lagarde and Blake Banks connection again here for North, giving the Saxons a 19-14 fourth quarter lead. Here's what the junior had to say about his big 2-touchdown game.
Thanks to my quarterback and my lineman to get the ball out, and I just executed the play and made the touchdown, finished the drive.
Back to the game now. Last chance for Fountain Valley here, looking to score and take the lead, but it was Denzel Alexander with the huge interception to seal the win for North. After the game, we talked to Denzel about that play and got Coach Croce's thoughts on his team's performance.
That play meant a lot. That got us the W right there because they was driving down the field on us, and we needed to get that stop, and I had to make a play.
We're excited to get back at them. They got us pretty good last year, so our kids were definitely interested about this one. And, you know, the enthusiasm stayed solid for that second half and kind of overcame our mistakes. We're trying to get better each week. Our kids there's a lot of young kids, and, you know, they're starting to show that they're getting used to this a little bit, not as nervous. So hopefully each week our job is to improve, and you know, we'll see what we got coming next time.
Justin was at West that night when the Warriors just couldn't seal the deal.
Thanks, Lesley. The energy is electric here at West High School for opening night, with the Warriors set to take on Culver City in a game where West will want revenge. Culver City beat West 62-20 last year. We'll see if the Warriors can flip the script here tonight. And West started off hot with 2 early interceptions. The nice return here from Jack Salmon gave the Warriors offense great starting field position. West would capitalize on the takeaways with 2 rushing touchdowns from Jacob Moreno, and it was an early 14-0 lead. Here's what Coach Holt had to say about the team's strong start.
I was pretty excited, and the guys were excited because we jumped on them a little bit. They turned the ball over. We played some good pass defense right away. And, you know, when you turn the ball over, good things happen, right? And so we got 2 turnovers, and we went down and scored, and, you know, things were good. And I was taking deep breaths because I know how fast these guys can score.
And Coach was right to be worried, as Culver City would rattle off 4 straight touchdowns to take a 28-14 lead. But right before the half, it was Jack Salmon again with a big play. This time an 80-yard kickoff return all the way to the house, and show some love to the band with the celebration. Here's what the junior had to say about that play.
That was awesome. I mean, a big spark for the game. Kind of showed that we weren't going to die out, and it was awesome.
West certainly did not die out, and even heading into the fourth quarter down by 35, they would keep fighting to score 2 more touchdowns and make it a 56-36 loss on the night. After the game, the players and coaches all shared a positive outlook.
I like the effort we had in the first half. I thought we did good. You know, coming into this, we knew they were a tough team, but we played our hearts out, and that's all that matters. And we had a good time.
We got a lot of young guys. We got 12 seniors, but probably 7 of them have played at legitimate times. And so, you know, we're really young and inexperienced. So we learned some things tonight. We gave up a ton of big plays. You know, and the whole thing I told them before the game is, can't give up big plays. Don't give up big plays. Make them earn it. And you saw what happened. You know, they didn't earn a lot, but they did. I mean, they took their shots, but they just throwing the ball down the field, and we got to do better. So we got to just clean things up a little bit. You know, we're young. So if we can get that feeling that, hey, we're excited, we have passion for the game, we'll be fine. I mean, that's the whole idea.
Torrance had a rough week 1 as well, losing to MARINA 56-0. Then there was the Torrance showdown as South opened the season with that big win over Bishop Montgomery. Melanie was there.
Thanks, Lesley. We're here at the Spartans field where they're taking on Bishop Montgomery High School for their home opener. Last season, the two met up for their season opener, and Bishop Montgomery took the win over South. And tonight, South is looking for redemption. A pass from South's quarterback Drew Nash was intercepted, and Bishop would score first. South quickly stopped Bishop's momentum and took over the game. The Knights would not score again, and the Spartans added 6 touchdowns for a 40-6 victory over Bishop Montgomery.
Obviously, we scored a lot of points. That's something we've lacked the last couple of years, being able to put points on the board. Thought our defense was awesome. The only score they got was one that they scored against our offense, actually. And special teams were great. So I think all 3 aspects, I mean, we worked hard on them. We actually started practicing in January. So I think, you know, that paid dividends tonight. I think we were good on all that.
This is nothing against Bishop, but just the plays that our new offensive coordinator is running, it's just amazing, and they're just so smart and simple and basic, but they just work.
We did have a little bit of a rough start, but we picked up on it quick. After halftime, we came just firing, and we just did what we did. Me and Drew Nash, the Messiah, we just do what we do, and it's just connection. We just got it down now. It's just practice, and it's all helped. Since January, we've just been on it.
In my eyes, he's one of the best in the area, and people just don't know about him yet. He's one of the best kids you'll ever meet. He's a prototypical quarterback. He's the best. He's an A student, team captain, team leader, the best kid we got. He's the earliest there, latest to leave. He's had to go through. This is his 3rd offensive coordinator, so he's had a lot on him. But he always stayed positive. He always stayed with us. He always believed, and this year's I feel going to be a reward for him. I think he's just tipping the iceberg on what we're going to see from him this year.
It was a great team win. You know, we never stopped putting effort into it. You know, the penalties killed us early. We had a rough start, but we came out on top and finished hard.
Elko football just opened their season on the road, falling to Riverside 55-17. But they are a strong team, as Justin saw on a recent visit to a Warriors practice.
Thanks, Lesley. I'm here at El Camino College for the Warriors football fall camp. Let's see how the team looks. And the team looks great heading into this year, coming off of a winning season where they went undefeated in conference play.
We had some great wins at Mount Sac and beat Cerritos. And then, you know, so I was really pleased with our progress last year as a program. And, you know, but last year's done. This is a bunch of new guys and trying to do new stuff, and I think we can be better.
Last year, you know, we started off slow and we finished fast, so we're trying to just this year start off fast all the way through, you know, through preseason and league, you know, and come and be more champs again this year. So most definitely that's what we're trying to accomplish this year.
The fall camp gives the coaching staff an opportunity to get a good look at their players. And with all the talent on this roster, the coaches couldn't be happier.
We're really excited about this recruiting class. We think it's dynamic in all areas. It's deep, it's talented, a lot of good character to it.
But it's not just the players who are responsible for the Warriors' recent success.
The coaching staff's awesome. These guys are real good coaches. They work well with the guys. They share techniques. They talk to them. They coach them through situations, and they work with them off the field too. Make sure that they got good academics, they're working well in classrooms, and that they're just good dudes on and off the field.
The team-first attitude and positive culture at ECC has the team very excited for this season.
Honestly, I just want everybody to succeed. I don't really care about me. As long as the team does what we need to do, then I'm happy with my outcome.
Ultimately, we have to play together as a team. So we try and, you know, we're a fast-paced offense, and we play a lot of guys on both sides of the ball, and we try and create an atmosphere where guys have a good time. You can hear them in the background. That's kind of what we're all about.
Okay, coming up, ECC soccer and MLB news with a Torrance twist. Water polo, tennis, volleyball, and golf. Oh my. We've got bocce plus tea time and sports camp for the kids. Stay tuned.
These are the moments that bring us to our feet. The 15 seconds of fame. The foul ball. But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
stand up with us.
Underwood deals, and there's a base hit. There it is. His first big league hit is an RBI single. Give him that baseball. 8-3 Milwaukee.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. That was Tyrone Taylor, Torrance High class of 2012, just after he was called up by the Milwaukee Brewers. Tyrone's first MLB hit also included his first MLB RBI. He made his debut as a pinch hitter in Milwaukee's 3-2 victory. The former Tartar was Milwaukee's first pick in the second round of the 2012 MLB draft. After spending most of 2015, 16, and 17 in Biloxi, he made the jump to AAA in 2018. Now check this out. Here's Tyrone in the dugout. Watch for this. Talking about just being home in Torrance when he got the call.
Well, first day I drove back home from San Antonio to Arizona. That was a cool trek. Then the next morning, had an interview for a job at FedEx. I think that went pretty well. And then the next day I drove to California to visit my family. And then that's where I was at when I got called up.
FedEx will have to wait. I even had Tyrone on the show recently giving a shout out to his former coach and past in-studio guest, Terry Dewan.
Hi Leslie, this is Tyrone Taylor. I'm out here in San Antonio. Just want to give a shout out to the Sports Desk. Thanks for having me on, and shout out to my former coach, Terry Dewan, and Torrance HS Baseball. Keep it up, guys, and thank you, TD, for your role that you had in my baseball career. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best.
On his protege getting the call, Coach Dewan now tells the Sports Desk, quote, "Everyone is happy for him, which is a reflection of what a great person he is." Great stuff. Okay, it's girls volleyball time. Justin Thompson has some highlights.
Well, it was a great match between West High and El Segundo on the volleyball court. The Warriors didn't play their best in the first set, a set that they dropped 25-19. But West stepped it up in the second set and responded with some great play to even it up at one set apiece with a 25-19 victory of their own. West was off to the races from there, and they were not going to be stopped, jumping out to a 16-6 lead in the third set, a set that they ended up winning 25-11. So up 2-1, we head to the fourth set now, and the Warriors found themselves down early. They came back to tie it at 11-all before winning 8 of the next 9 points to take a commanding 19-12 lead. They ended up closing out the set and securing a team win with a 25-18 fourth set victory. Here's what one West player had to say after the game.
We started out really rough, but what we did, we wanted to change the energy and change the momentum, and we really got back on them, and we persevered. It's really important to work as a team, especially on and off the court. We try to get everybody involved, especially the people on the bench. It was a really great game, really team bonding. We learned a lot, and it was overall a fun experience, and I love playing with my team.
From one volleyball court to another here at Torrance High, with the Tartars taking on Peninsula in what ended up being a great match. And it was a hot start for Torrance, who jumped out to a quick 17-6 lead in the first set, a set they ended up winning 25-16. But Peninsula wasn't going down without a fight. They won the next 2 sets 25-21 and 25-23. Both teams very evenly matched and fighting hard. Torrance found their groove in the fourth set with another commanding 25-16 victory, which would force a deciding fifth set, a set where the Tartars would come up clutch, beating out Peninsula by just 4 points. What a match. Here's what the team had to say after the game.
We kind of like a roller coaster, so we need to stay consistent at all times, and it's just really hard. We struggle with that, so I'm thinking that if we keep the energy up and smart plays, we're going to be fine.
I don't think that they necessarily played worse or better than us. It was a very back and forth type of game, and I think at the end when we needed to be aggressive, players stepped up and were aggressive.
Okay, now that the U.S. Open has come and gone, I need my tennis fix. The Sports Desk joined the Tartars girls tennis team prior to a preseason match recently. Now, last season they went 6-7-2 overall and 1-4 in league, but a new season brings new gifts and a win against Banning, 16-2.
When you work hard,
I think that that builds a lot of confidence. And I think this year there's a lot of optimism, there's a lot of confidence because we've been putting in a lot of work. Making sure that we're going to be prepared for our regular season. Our competition is pretty stiff this year, so we're getting ready for that. Confidence can't be faked. You have to earn the confidence, so hard work, perseverance, and making sure that they're prepared, putting in as much effort as possible. I think that's the key. We got brand new courts, brand new everything, so there's no excuse if we lose anymore. I think we have the best possible advantages now that we have all these great courts and windbreakers and stuff.
I think I'm feeling pretty good. All the girls look good. We got the new courts, so I think that's a added bonus. I think I've improved since last season. I just learned how to manage my hitting just shots more. Definitely trying to place the ball more, just having longer rallies too. Of course, with any game or any match, there always comes pressure. It's kind of inevitable, but I think you learn to live with it. My mental strategy is just to maybe psych out my other player or just keep myself in check.
Torrance High School has given us so much support, been helping us a lot with getting the courts, perfect condition and just being very helpful to us in our success. And I just want to thank Torrance High for giving me a job here because it's probably one of the best jobs I've had. Coaching, I've been coaching for over 20 years, and I think this has been the most fun for me to work with this school.
And congrats to the Torrance High boys water polo team on their first trophy of the season. They took 3rd place in the Corona Labor Day tournament. Days later, we joined the Tartars at the Torrance Aquatic Center for a match. Melanie Chacon has the story.
Thanks, Lesley. It's a windy day here at the Torrance Aquatic Center, where Torrance High is about to take on the Beverly Hills High School Normans. Beverly Hills was first on the board with the only goal in the first quarter. Torrance would come back and tie it up in the second quarter, 2-2. Torrance collected a few more goals for a 5-3 win over the Normans.
It was a win today, but we have a lot to work on. Usually we do some stuff better, so we know we need to work on it for our next game. Some things that we have to work on are passing is one of them, better shots, and taking the hand off the top of the ball because you drop it a lot. Our goals this year are to win league and to be better than we were last year.
We won, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking to improve, to do better than we did the last game. And that wasn't the case. We didn't do better than we did last game. We have a lot to work on. We got to work on being tough, being mean, and when teams come out here, they should be afraid to play us. So my goals for this season, freshman year, I think I was 2nd in school history in blocks. So this year I'm looking to, and I was 3 away. So this year I'm looking to get the extra 3 and get 258 blocks, I believe it is. So that's a personal goal of mine. A team goal of ours would be to just have fun. We practice enough, our performance will take care of itself, but we're only here for so long and we just want to enjoy ourselves.
We got a W today. It showed us that we had a lot to work on. We lacked in a lot of places where I thought we were a little bit ahead of where we were today, and we need to communicate a lot more. We need to work on, when we're on a power play, to implement score rather than just throw the ball away. We need to have safer passes and just talk to each other and tell each other where the open man is. I'd like to go to CIF, and last year we went to the first round, but I would really like to go farther than that, at least the second round or even third round this year.
And the North High boys water polo team grabbed their first win in school history, beating Whitney 17-8. Big wins went down in bocce recently, too. The annual South Bay Bocce Club tournament went down, and it's an event with players from all over Southern California competing. And the results were, in first place was Paisani from the San Pedro Club. Second place, Ballbusters from the Downey Club. Third place was Cuatro Amici from the Laguna Niguel Club. And fourth was Volair from the Rancho Bernardo Club. Now, when you see several players bending over like that, see that? It's actually they're measuring the ball to see who is closer. And that trophy, it stays in the winner's possession until next year rolls around. Okay, coming up, the Tartars girls golf team is on top. On the green with the youngsters, children, camp, and summer all go hand in hand. Plus, men's soccer at ECC is on fire. Stay tuned.
Spearheading a campus tour, and another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you waste planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. More accolades for Torrance High and the girls golf team. The Tartars edged their city rivals South, West, and North to capture the first Torrance Cup. Those are the coaches right there. The Tartars, led by Amy Uchida's 1 under 35 finish with 2:01. The kids also got their putting on at Sierra's annual For Fun on Labor Day.
Today we're hosting our annual Labor Day Junior Golf Tournament. We have 2 every summer. We open the summer with the Memorial Day Junior Golf Challenge, and then we close out the summer golf season with the Labor Day Junior Golf Challenge. Today we have kids 6 through 14 years old competing, and there's 3 divisions, and we have first, second, and third place medallions for the boys and the girls in each flight. Today the scoring is really interesting. We base it today on a point system. Every hole they have a chance to earn points. If they're lucky enough to get a hole-in-one on the first tee shot, they get 8 points. If they make a birdie, they get 4 points. If they get a par, they get 3 points. A bogey, 2 points, and a double bogey, 1 point. And then also to make it real exciting, we have a circle on number 2, 4, and 7, a chalk circle in the middle of the green. If they're lucky enough to hit their tee shot in there, they get an automatic 3 points. There's also a fairway grid on number 5, and anybody who hits their tee shot in the grid on 5 gets an automatic 3 points. The kids practice all summer long to be in the tournament, and it's great because the parents for one time are allowed to walk around on the course with the kids, and it's real exciting for the kids.
What I like about golf is that we can play with each other and we can become friends.
I shot pretty good, although I didn't get any bonuses, but I made lots of pars. I like hitting the ball off the tee and getting it close to the hole because then it'll be an easy putt to make it afterwards.
My favorite part of golf is hitting and putting and chipping. It's good to be field champion.
More summer fun was had during sports camp at Wilson Park. Cameron Stelly has the story.
Getting the kids out of the house in the summer can be difficult, but the city of Torrance offers fun programs for kids to make friends while staying active. Sports camp at Wilson Park is just one option.
Sports camp is going to be between the ages of 8 and 14 starting next year. It's basically more fundamentals and stuff that we teach for different sports. It's a good thing to jump in if your child has never played a sport. It is a recreation program, so it is meant for everybody.
As for the sports offered, there are many options for the kids to try.
Each day is a little bit different, but typically we always have sports in the morning. We offer anywhere from 4 to 5 sports, depending on what the kids want to do. We have volleyball, soccer, basketball, softball, and dance.
One camper shares her favorite part of camp.
Oh, my favorite part of dance is just because there's air conditioning and it's hot in the summer and I don't like staying in the gym and it's hot.
But it's not just sports.
We have different activities. We usually go to the park every day. On Wednesdays we do our field trips. This year we went to a few places such as Knott's. We went to the Sparks game. We went to Soak City, one of the water parks. And this week we're going to Mulligan's.
The sports camp is a great place for kids to learn new skills, make friends, and have some fun while off of school.
Heading back to ECC and the other football, the Elko men's soccer team opened the season with a dominant 5-0 victory over Citrus at home. And what makes their win even sweeter, the Warriors had 5 different goal scorers for the day. The Warriors outshot the Owls 20-5 with 9 of those shots on goal. They are 3-0-1 so far. Definitely a team to watch. On that note, we will see you back here next week. In the meantime, be sure to keep in touch and take us behind your scenes. For everyone here at the Sports Desk, I'm Lesley Robins. Thanks for watching.